In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 MLB games happening on July 14, 2022. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets. As we provide these videos on a daily basis, I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. San Diego Padres versus Colorado Rockies. The San Diego Padres and Colorado Rockies play the final game of the midweek series, with both teams heading in opposite directions ahead of the All-Star break. The Padres have a 50-40 record, while the Rockies have a 40-49 record and are in last place in the National League West Division, but have surprisingly taken 2 of the 3 games in this series thus far. For the upcoming game, the Padres will turn to Blake Snell as their starting pitcher, who looks to build off 2 starts where he only allowed 2 runs, while the Rockies will turn to Kyle Freeland to start the game. San Diego is 4-11 in their last 15 games overall and 3-8 in their last 11 road games, while the under is 4-1 in their last 5 games overall. Colorado is 4-2 in their last 6 games overall, while the under is 6-2 in their last 8 games overall. The Rockies are looking to take 3 of the 4 games in the series and win the upcoming game and provide great odds in the process as home underdogs. The problem is that the Padres are looking to improve on an already great season and overwhelm the Rockies across the board. The Padres, who average 4.35 runs per game, should drive in runs throughout the game, with Manny Machado, Eric Hosmer, and the rest of the lineup making contact against Kyle Freeland and the rest of the Rockies pitchers to plate base runners at will. The Padres should also limit the Rockies lineup, with Blake Snell pitching multiple scoreless innings and handing the ball over to the bullpen with a comfortable lead. The Padres should even up the 4-game set with a strong performance on the road, so the San Diego Padres money line is our full game side pick. The Padres scored 4 runs against Freeland in the previous meeting last month, and I expect a big performance at the dish. Colorado has squandered at least 5 runs in 5 out of their last 6 home games. I expect some late runs against a pen that has logged a 4.74 ERA. In addition, the Rockies have fared well against the Padres this season, averaging 5.4 runs in the 10 meetings. While I expect Snell to contain them, he has been inconsistent and, like most pitchers, has not fared well at Coors Field in his career. Blake Snell's really struggled more often than not in his career at Coors Field, and he's had issues with the Rockies going back to last season. Kyle Freeland's also had issues himself at home, and while runs were scarce early on Wednesday, I don't expect that to be the case on Thursday as the runs come flying from the first pitch. I expect a barrage of runs over the projected total as our full game total pick. Atlanta Braves versus Washington Nationals. The Atlanta Braves take on the Washington Nationals on Thursday evening as the teams kick off a 4-game series in the nation's capital. The Braves will be looking to bounce back after a series loss against the Mets, which dropped them to 2.5 games back in the National League East. The Nationals are in the midst of a full rebuild, entering play a hefty 25.5 games back in the division basement. Atlanta sends Kyle Wright to the hill in this one to take on Anibal Sanchez for the Nationals. Atlanta is 7-3 in their last 10 games overall and 13-4 in their last 17 road games, while the under is 10-2 in their last 12 games overall. Washington is 0-5 in their last 5 games overall and 0-5 in their last 5 home games, while the under is 5-2 in their last 7 games overall. These 2 teams are on completely opposite trajectories at the moment. Despite dropping 2 of 3 against New York, Atlanta has been surging of late with a strong combination of power hitting and top-flight pitching. Look for their offense averaging 4.75 runs per game to jump all over a Nationals pitching staff that ranks 29th with a 5.16 staff ERA. Anibal Sanchez's return is a great story, but he is not likely to be much of a factor on a limited pitch count after missing nearly 2 years. Kyle Wright has been masterful from the start of 2022 and will have no issues slicing through a Nationals team that averages well below 4 runs per game. The Braves are 7-3 in their last 10 and 6-0 in their last 6 against Washington. The Nationals are reeling at the moment at 1-12 in their last 13. Sanchez is making his first of the season, and he isn't the same pitcher that he once was. Wright has been strong this season, and he currently sits with an ERA of 2.97. Good for Anibal Sanchez for working his way back into the Nationals rotation, but this is a far from ideal spot for your season debut against a Braves team that's a bit ticked off after losing their series finale against the Mets. and a Braves team that's the far better offensive lineup from top to bottom. I expect the Braves offense to get over their average of 4.71 runs here in this game, and that is going to lead to the Braves getting the job done. So the Atlanta Braves to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. This is a tougher line to handicap given the Braves' excellent offense balanced against the Nationals' 27th ranked offense that lacks much pop outside of Juan Soto and Josh Bell. Ultimately, this looks to be a heavy Nationals bullpen game which will spell disaster for a beleaguered staff that ranks among the worst in the league. Expect the Braves to let loose here with an explosive offensive performance. Atlanta has a team capable of carrying this number by themselves. If Washington can find a way to piece together 2 or 3 runs, the over should be a near certainty. Over the projected total is our full game total picks. Cincinnati Reds versus New York Yankees. The interleague series clash between the Cincinnati Reds and New York Yankees comes to an end at Yankee Stadium on Thursday evening. After dropping a surprising loss in the opener, the Yankees battled back to overtake the Reds in an epic Game 2 meeting on Wednesday. Both batting lineups are howling right now, and they're set to decide the even split in the finale. Luis Castillo is slated to start on the mound at pitcher against New York's Nestor Cortes. The New York Yankees are far and away the better team, and despite the struggles, they are still playing an overall better game. The Yankees bullpen has been a little shaky, but the Yankees do not use relievers in 3 consecutive games, so Clay Holmes, who has been wildly ineffective this series, will not be in options to pitch. Looking at the starting pitchers, Luis Castillo and Nestor Cortes have proven to be all-star pitchers and should be able to get outs here. Both teams need it as they had to deal with using their bullpens a lot through the first 2 games of the series. Overall, the Yankees bullpen has been a strength, with it being the second best with a 2.85 ERA, while the Reds have the worst bullpen with a 5.35 reliever ERA this season. Luis Castillo is an all-star, and he's allowed 13 earned runs in his last 44.1 innings. So I can understand taking a look at the plus money here. However, the New York Yankees are the clear better team here, and Nestor Cortes has been terrific this season, especially at home where he has a 2.01 ERA and .168 allowed batting average. Even with the Reds at the top of their pitching rotation, this Yankees batting lineup is still a terrifying nightmare. I'm not trying to get cute with this game, so the New York Yankees money line is our full game side pick. Castillo is 2-3 with a 2.25 ERA and 6 road starts this season, while Cortes is 3-0 with a 2.01 ERA and 7 starts at Yankee Stadium. Both offenses are due for a slight regression as of late, as they are both in the top 5 of runs scored in the previous 7 days as well. The ability to hit homers in the last 7 days have not been prevalent to either team, as the Reds are averaging 27 at-bats per home run while the Yankees are averaging 26.5 at-bats per big fly. New York has struggled more than most people would have thought in the first 2 games of this series against a bad Cincinnati team. Cincinnati won Game 1 of this series and had a 4-run lead in Game 2. New York has been the best team in baseball so far this season, and their 3.08 team ERA is over 2 points better than Cincinnati's 5.22 team ERA. New York is starting Nestor Cortes, who has allowed 8 runs in his last 14.2 innings pitched. For Cincinnati, Luis Castillo has allowed 2 runs in his last 20 innings pitched. When you have 2 all-star starting pitchers like Luis Castillo and Nestor Cortes, it is difficult to see too many runs being scored. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.